was held in October 2021 in Bor. And then the second ICGS was December 2021 in Pibor. The third ICGS was July 2023 in Juba. And the fourth ICGS was October 2023 in Ayot County. And the fifth ICGS was March 2024 in Akobo. And the sixth ICGS was January 2025 in Pibor Administrative Area. Today is the 7th ICGS held in Juba, South Sudan. Why was the ICGS established? One is to build trust through ongoing dialogue processes between the three communities, Amurle, Nuer, and the Dinka Bor. Number two, creating a space for communities to identify and agree on practical ways to resolve disputes and returning women and children abducted. The last one is linking peace efforts to sustainable livelihoods projects so communities see real economic benefits of peace. So this is the basis why the ICGS was established. Therefore, that's the overview of the ICGS to you, Your Excellency, so that when you have a chance later to speak, you will be speaking on the basis of what you have understood. So I've forgotten to recognize the presence of the partners. I would like all the partners to rise so that the communities you have been supporting can see you in person. So those are the partners that have been supporting the ICGS. You can sit. These are the brains behind all the process. Thank you so much for your continued support. On behalf of the donors is Mr. Burnett, the head of program of WFP, because the donors are saying we want this process to be at the community level, and they have instructed, they have given Mr. Burnett to be the one speaking on behalf of donors and on behalf of the partners. So, Your Excellencies, we shall dive into the process. How we have done it is to have representatives of the three communities to speak, and we have chosen some names, some people that will speak on behalf of other structures. But before I do that, I would like to introduce to you or to show you how many structures do we have, the three communities. So I will be calling the Greater Nuer, the Greater Lao and Akobo and Ayut to rise, the participant for Greater Akobo and Ayut, rise up, including the commissioners, so that the rest can see you. Akobo and Ayut, Akobo and Ayut, can you please rise? So, Your Excellencies, these are the ICGS members from Greater Akobo and Ayut. You can sit. The next one are the ICGS members of Greater Pibor Administrative Area. Can you rise up? All the commissioners and the chiefs and the women and the youth leaders. Your Excellencies, these are the ICGS members of Greater Pibor Administrative Area, both the youth, the women, and the commissioners. Thank you. Seated. Be seated. The last one is the ICGS of Greater Bor. Can you rise? ICGS of Greater Bor, ICGS members of Greater Bor. So those are the ICGS members of Greater Bor. You can sit. Your Excellency, this is the ICGS composition. So we shall start with representatives. And we are starting with Mama Rebecca Nyanyuat Kwal. She is a woman representative who will speak on behalf of other women. To you, Your Excellencies, you will hear from her what she will have to say. Mama Rebecca.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Ni ra man loy tok. Ki loya ta lo wale. Ki loya ta ne ra Juba ka nyam. Min buat ka president. Selpa kir ma yade. Ne ra Jonglei. Ka ne ra Pibor. Ka ne ra konti ni dial den ji nyura wale. Ka Juba. Salamu alaikum. Ntama yaji ana. Agaro be ka nyanot kul. Agan kwar ka jinu ka liu. Rwaya ka Pibor wale. Ka rwaya ka Jonglei. Ka rwaya ka Pibor. Ka rwaya ka konti ni dial. Tin na lan yin jinu. Tin kaw ka. Akwaran mi waye malat. Minane de walar kon man jinu. Riek Sudan kada matuwa haka. Ko kon dier wa gada kon. Ka dier wa kwara kon. Ka tal wa kwana kon. Akon ma lo da rode. Amma lame. Yen panas. Lama ni tin ki nyura wala ka Juba. Tin te pir ka nasin. Ka te man ni ni diali a te dien marga kui mala. Tiwa sin. Gyo koni ye wado yen waita lo. Ko kia wedan kia yero magwame be. Nebe tuwaka mal ka fieri. Ka yuwa nyo dori ala gumra. Ka yuwa nyo bor. Ka yuwa nyo ka non Juba. Kon man jinu diali a te da chu. Naka man jani. Naka man murele. Na kon man wara. Cha wete la gare wa nyo pey. Mabarom kon man. Magwaran garwe no. Cha bekam ko. Wete la wak taba nyo no mi taba wako kon man te la man jinu. Cha weba te la wut. Mabi gen mabi wakwal kaba mo support. Kona mal tame. Man lo da rode. Men pidol. Ma wona na ka Greater Pibor. Kana Greater Jonglei. Ka konti ni dial te rom ngaja ka jinu wendio. Men ki do tina wo kin kawal ba ki wo ka goy ki ta da ne to ne je. Tele mun ya na kap ma ba kap dorin ta le Pibor long ka ji Pibor ba tele mun ya na kap rei nuara ka ya kap rei ya ne ka. Boro wo ki do ta to ni kon man aga na ka na ni do ki do na ka ko wo ne ne ba ga tul ka na man. Kama wo jo yi wo to ga ka na man. Ba ke kwany ka Pibor ka Pibor ba ke kwany ka jang ba ke kwany nori an ko na ko ni longa na ga pel go ba ga ba ye longa je ko gwan ta loja ka gamna min ka Jonglei State ka gamna ka Pibor ta yi ben ye ko wale kon man ya la manora ka kon man jani ka kon man mur de ye je ya ka ma gan re we dan ka Juba de ye je biya kamal ran na wana mal tanga gwam ya go kwal sin me ya linga ya go kwala jo na to nanga ka to ka le cha wo ka na ran ni cha cham no le ko re go re bi we ba ta mal ran mal me we ka ma go an ta ma we ma go we no wo kan wan ni kan man aka na ni ko ni di dun dien ko wa ba ma cha lu mi nya ma ton me a wo cho ma doang cha yo wala we a wo cho duel ye na gwan do aro ma wite da wato ai wi jorun wi muti chan dul ka lu nyaka mat bedwal kan me dan mo la fen ga kwar me dan le chen mi akwanya la kwa la lu ya bela kwar e wuni me ye man wo do la dor ki ga duol ga man ye duol e man di al chol wa wuni ban ga je ka ngu ban je kwar Cha jo na yo ma bia u li kuno. Ja tele wuru pori na go la jo na che de go. Bi mo ambe go no pen go. Me chi ye ni gwa ni me war bi wuru la je yo we chi go ba jo la. No mi war ga ma jo tan. Mondial to war ga go tan wo che na ni de la ko wo ja ko. To we yo cho. Winter lo ja re sa antiti. Cho la ro be ka nya nur kul. Gan che ledi ka ayot konti ka gan na wala gan che bi bor gan che dor ya lidu gan che bor gan che a ko be ka gan che nyirwal koriere ma ya ka ma nye mari dial bi ko be ta ka lo kon ka ban mal ma gor ka lo jan ka ndio raw da mi do da no kon man la ko le jalo kon ro ba la wa fal dor ba man dial inte dor inte chawra ngwen na kwal ba wa do la ka ba wo pa yam ni ba wo gong ma le ba wo je ki lo te re sa antiti lo yo ma le me lo yo kwaran ka kwar ko na re ri ben na kon ka chot ji ko ra kwar me di
Shukran, Mama Rebecca. Thank you. Your speech was short and clear. Thank you so much. It's not just about Peace Canal, it's all of us. Peace Canal is just like the implementing partner on behalf of RSTF on the reconciliation part of it. So when you hear them saying Peace Canal, does not mean us alone. So it's all of us. So tell the communities when they want to recognize, let them recognize all the partners. Thank you so much. The next person is a youth representative, who is Mr. Kagain from Greater Pibor Administrative Area. We need to make our speeches very short. His Excellency, the Governor of Jonglei, is having another meeting somewhere. So let's make our words short. Mr. Kagain.
Karong kaza alat cigaj dikir el ngato katide kanyik tamo ganon kineng adola keben manazemato kaza zareo manik krido. Kaza yung modola junub do lay chona beta Greater Pibor ke yung kolyo kaza yung ige do zareo manya tinay. Yo, ngena kangad na naula labak gole jaga talnin kale jabon bodo ka kuka joai nya bal jar odol tai mana de mata ke bena kuma o gaj gi janno ne ko to ngeda dai de jo ka koroget ka cuma karoge cuma kadak dain jo na arong nya yo kangad la ka ya ka talo kam gi jiga kedua. Kadayung jabab jo na beta gereta jongkole karbangen gereta beboro kadayung o onao opol gi jadol ne Lo china cha babu ide dong nen chikanye na baga juge itu kanye na ko bigi jamma de kanye na tirte ka tamu kanye na gidiga da yu ngonen karong ka ga yang na ko ka do ze de chiken na hola junuben.
institutions.
Kajine bodo kajinung ge chabab kelelen chen la kiyo cheboro ke ben chinwero ki chimurlo ka nekung ne badem roget charong ke mana de mata ke ben ala tigajo kamano yo aburuda manya ke tabor ache ko dong azit ke ne kabur nana kanun lo bodo ngun azit ka gana ko kor kanu narong no ko dai
And
ka
the
kudua ki
community
tiga
from
nyiche
those two sisterly states is asking that we can see the partners are supporting us and they want us to be alive. So what about ourselves? Do we want to continue?
ade lo je jango kame tadong azit ki ne urong ruget
It says that why I cannot see any somebody responding to what I'm saying. Do we want to continue killing ourselves or what? Want to
yang
express peace?
abonna ulo gini jogo dua la bak karong kudua ki tiga ne kanne ya kuma ke ben mana de mat karong kudua ki tiga ne
But I have a message.
gibal nong bala dola nu
The
en ganune
partners
baka cinana ngene de onan
that
kita nyun beda cimai cika joa cetele dai
peace
nugu tingere baka cine de jonro gadi
among the communities of Greater Pibor and Greater Jonglei State is really making a lot of change, and people now are embracing peace. And we have seen that there is no
a
mobilization
jonro gadi nen gade
and
ibale lo cede melengter
among the youth.
maro la murle kuton canyak
Now,
bor
for example,
abudo ogle da bado tek lo ngaele babuni gille kede mele gar ba katol de balungana ne ki jigade boro lungana le muruchatin ke ben dol ke ben ol kidero le guri de baka cina kama ol kinne ngata vai ngeri nako
is saying
ke ben bor ngata vai ge jikade be bor kon nako giji de gade ne ide la ba etele da o kama kutundu penti kadi chanu le nyaaw gaj karabon kadi chan ngaaw gaj kadi chan dol gaje kama kinne
of the youth from these communities. We have seen Launwer and Dinka coming from Jungle with thousands. And
kamu dungeru adi buno ko ma kama puton ke buno ku murle abon
and
kai jo
abduction,
gerdeda
the same from the
lakade
side of
kamu
Murle community.
bor joko adi ma
Moving
kama
thousands
ke pe chalo
the
tan
area
murle de babu na kungi aka katung kaka mi dolu go kaka tit nai
children
kaka tit tolo
and
ma jalele
everything.
amade yo gerdeda
The question is,
kama
how do
gam
you
ke
feel
pe kuton
when
ke digir kamu ni nuera karabongen bora
supplying
baba
themselves
di janne
to
ge jina ka be
community?
regele abon na yo e
People in
chankaida
thousands abduct children, destroy houses, and kill women. How do you feel by then? So this message is going to all of us. We need to reflect on it. Every person,
kan ne gung de bona la waje
especially the youth. The message to the government is that, and the partners,
kawajet bal aronge ketu murne ke por kinwer rogate kan ne gung ne ka gamta rogat korokta kan ta ko ir kituk ti korokta bari garung ne kituk ken no
coming from abroad, from foreigners who are also supporting the peace building among those community, that we start to listen and we start to change, and we now trying our level best to embrace the peace so that we can be alive.
kamiro ne gung gan kan ne gung ne to koren ngate la na dola no ala to gaja ka kumo gaja ka digir palla duna ko na kitu mana de man ne ko de baka chin janya ta rogat kan ne gung ne to koren katal ne dare jugo je janya kitu mana de ma de baka chin tilu de baka chin ko rogati lo che o gadi junu pe bel to
Work in hand with the partners, peace partners in GPAA and in Greater Pibor and I mean Greater Jonglei. Until now, we have seen a lot of change, and people are
keloy bonna to nen kan ne gung ne bona lo anyak den kalche anyak kalche bonna ga do ka juge gloy aburiya
but then
kena buriya inana
we need to drop
baka gorde kiyono ko le kel kidana jono ko
enhance the
baka
peace
gorde
community.
madika gorde nana
For example, we need
baka cin no ko gamte ang ni ga olti melik ke ki do ke to guriya ke binde dala ke do ke to guriya lan ken guriya ina don
and raiding. We need to work hard as community through our structures. We need to unite ourselves to work against the criminals who are
karong
destroying
gneung murde
the
kebor
ties
keben nuer karong gneung ne do ja goria ito epedit ngadet kagan na lana ko anya kal tibuga goni lo chwe ne joko kal ne joko karong gneung ne elewang kala nga goria ka dole kengen chobar ka goria ka kala mi da goria mar ka game ki jino akoye gerde kalam ta goria bar jo ka kiya ki tenno kina ka kopte kal ka ko ge panuna ne lo chona na karong tena gao
hardship between the communities and making it difficult to coexist is getting the chance because we were supporting them.
Makadena ko kapadante ono ko naga. Oltingin to keben la ko oltingin te kapadante wa. Kawoy na ko guam. Kadene ko goya guamo. Ino ko ko tinang ko yana gawi le dire uga de langan kagangina ko ko gurdo e bal nang bal ka gurdina bale. Alangan dol tiga jak langan ke voneka. Alangan ka de toneka. Alangan pam langan ka ngere talangan rema ka dulle. Ino ko dio ko tinang ko yana ko pakawoya. Uru na jore wana ko no ka ko ja ko tinang nya ka gigani ya. Uru na galya ile dire uga kumawa ka de yana. Akamne zar tiga jak kumawa kam kinna. Mana de mate kam zar kinna. Kawoya ka juga na ka jak loide. Tana galya ile dire uga nang. Ko jokta wa ro ganang. Kau ni kene tung tiba ku mana ini jangan itu tidak gitu ko yaro ko ini to ka cuma garungna. Ka cuma nak kali ini dine uga ka cuma garungna cuma kok ka tede bakacin ko jokta wa dai. Kinan karong guru ado kalenen. Ini ji giji ka dua o ki chula chaba poke do kan ne kung ne kata mata naga. Ka wonde de kam na kali ini dine uga giji ka dakka. Madengna to de wa kon kedua temu karong kene ung ne anche ke di kanon ne joko kita den ka kamera ka korok sana kali ini dine uga jak. Syukuran.
Let's clap for Kagain
so that they can
for his speech. Shortly, we are going to have Moses Chodia. I want him to come and present all the chiefs. Whatever he wants to say should be brief and to His Excellencies. So, Paramount Chief Moses Chodia, the Paramount Chief of Buror County, Greater Lawnman.
The Paramount Chief of Greater Pibor.
Nere kondial konedial ibene gome. Nere kumeda nanial mene kware kone kapke gerete ni Jonglei kane Pibor.
No. Somebody from Vietnam.
Kon gwa dandio kiloete ko na na bene met kwale me ke kuimale bagote me begokam. Largo mana bemadial largo ta loai koneni konen na baroda kam ni ko kam chini. Rede nane beto rede kondi alle kone jiwo ko pieri mede ram jiwo ko pieri medan ko tumale ko chale le kanere kone yeben ka bela manyang e tumal kundi al medan ko pieri
Is asking
medan ko pieri.
in the first meeting at the peace conference at the Fury, you can raise your hand. The people who were present the first time,
Yes.
first meeting.
Wala me karwana chiwo chirum ka kwar dang reu kone ya kwany ne Jonglei.
Okay, in this time of the peace, it has met two different leaders who were chosen in Jonglei.
Wal jom chela de ka president yogo tibe beni mal bere gwa metot.
The leader who was in Pibor said that it will take only 3 months then for the peace to come.
Yo president yok kon chine pa idie awo pin chine je samandana do pa kuba ka do yet ka do bandana wo ja kwaj ka do bandana ba ka wure ok ko ne be kiri siram ka
in for the previous month before May, the routes that were going to Akovo and at different other areas, there has been a limited attack. So the raiding is not that much. At least there is a reduction.
na ideal kon te cha na me cha la de ken wona ne bu ho te mal kon cha no kon gwa dang re la gerete Pibor kene Jonglei cha wo no bo de mal te la me yen ko wa taro ka continue dang bangwan te bo ko murle.
He said that the people who decided to bring for us the fees for the two greater regions like Pibor and the Greater Kobo, we have accepted that we are going to be having a peace. And among us, the 9 counties, nobody will move to Murle again.
Dan and work Pijian Kamakal can enroll take an eating one near a tatin, the Agalo jock, Kapayam a bay, a Wonayato, Yiga and where Niguaya Makal, and Mua go to cat.
So he's saying that this route that is leaving Nirol to Hayo to Malakal, there are some criminal inside there who have hidden themselves there. So he's asking us to work very hard that those guys should be removed. Why are they there at the moment? And the people are in the peace process.
The Choman, when and a quern, Illa doing Jonglei can do me for Biako look, be a manadam, be a look, when I'll take a bomb come Nikian, when I take a yal come Nikian, be an Ladamo.
He's saying that I'm going to stop here, but he's asking the governor of Jonglei and the governor of Greater Pibor to make sure that you should help people so that the peace remain among us.
The Maranero, Baroja, Kojan, you chew, get a woman that are Roja, by Coloraja, Jadico, Roja Road, Yapaturian,
He's asking Rob to stand and he's asking us to clap for Rob.
Quar Jonglei, Urama, to another youth. Peter would do the chat a lot, Quota Malago Cocker, Gin Quar Jonglei, Gargai.
So
He's
he's
telling
Gargai, Mr. Governor, that this is the guy who started the peace conference in Pieri. He can't ask Mr. Guzulu, the governor of Greater Pibor, because he has been with us.
Can you really be a Namiam area that be stronger when an ideal, the corner you been in a common corner, money come down at the Nial, you know, you'd use the quality.
So he's so happy and he's greeting all our
Different,
leaders.
Sultan. Thank you so much.
Bless you all.
We do not want to waste a lot of time. I would like to welcome Honorable John Chatim Ray on behalf of Commissioners of Greater Pibor and Greater Jonglei.
أول حاجة نسلم the governor Dr. Riek Jonglei State government وني ما ننسى زميل بتاعنا سيد الجفرنر في بور administration area
of Jonglei State, and also we not forget our colleague
أنا ما بنسى
Peter.
سيد الوزراء
I will not forget the ministers.
وأنا ما بنسى commissioners
I will not forget to greet the
وأنا ما
commissioners.
بنسى سلاطين
And I will not forget to
والشباب
greet the chiefs and the youth
والنساء.
and the women leaders.
أنا برجع
I want
نتكلم
to
أنا كل ده نتكلم بعربي
I wanted to
لكن
speak in Arabic.
قلت يمكن أنا لو مشيت كلمت تاني كمان إنه بيروتان بتاع دينكا ولا يمكن يا بيكون
I want to speak in
بيترجم
Arabic.
لكن أنا
yeah.
أنا ممثل كوميشنر كله أنا
Representing
بتكلم
the
بالعربي.
commissioner, so I will speak in Arabic.
الحضور بتاعنا هنا
In
أنا ما
presence,
بنكتر الكلام أنا برجع في إنه
I will not
عشان
say much. I want to
نتكلم
go straight to
يسمي
the point.
أنا ياو
My name is
دكتور جون شاتم رويلوان
Dr. John Shatta,
كوميشنر في دوك كونتي
the
جونغلي
Commissioner of
ستيت
Duke County, Jonglei
ريجا
State,
جامعة كلاين في Southern Sudan. So أنا بنشوف ما نستغرب لأنه أنينا كلنا كريجين هنا
we should not be surprised.
وده وجاه بتاع Southern Sudan بتاعنا أنينا بيجي كل شيء لكن من كل شيء جري لقد باقاجات المابن في تعليم بتاعنا نلقى برا.
And even thing that we don't
سيد الجفرنر
outside.
أنا بنتكلم إنه أنا member بتاع ICGS.
I want to talk as a
ICGS بدأ في
ICGS.
واد كرين.
ICGS has started
ده بدأنا فوقه.
2021, and this is where we started.
بدأ بتاعنا في ICGS.
And our
الحاجات ICGS عملوا إجابة بتاع بيس كانال.
the work of the ICGS.
ده إجابة بتاع بيس. ده قبل بدأ من
partner in reconciliation
Pieri.
was Peace Canal.
That up to now مسمير.
And we have seen
حاجات اللي جينوا في
supporting peace building between the community since
حاجات كويس
time
اللي
to
جينوا.
sign a pair agreement.
وحاجات كويس اللي جينوا
And
إنه
we have seen a lot of things.
الشكل اللي كان في بين اليوم في
Find
بيبور
out
administration
that
area and
fighting
Jonglei
between the youth from
نال كان بيكون بكتر
Pibor
بعدد الكبير في
is
مالات
now changing. We used to see people
ده وغيره نفسه
a big and huge
بقى
numbers
ما
of
في
youth
ده حاجة واحد
and
لقيناه
they
في اي سي
overrun
جي اس وفي فيس كانال وغير
villages
نفسه
and
ما في ناس
places.
بقى بيقوم
But
بكتر
this now is
عدد
changed
الكبير اللي
very
بمشي
slow
في مالات الثانية
urbanization.
أسد من
This is
2025
everybody can know
2024
that from
ده
2020
بقى في
4 up to 2025
وهسه
we didn't see huge mobilization
كمان إنه
carried.
زي هسه في وقت
Immediately.
أليان
And now in the present,
لسه في حاجات بسيط
we
دايرين
still
نتكلم
can see
لفتنا ودايرين نتكلم لحكومة
some
بتاعنا
issues and want to raise
يوم
the
داك
demands and
مضانا إني
requests.
في آخر انتماء
Want to
بتاعنا في
table it
بيبور
before the partners
إنه
and
ناس
the government.
من شهرين يوم 28 ناس يعملوا بدل
Last time we decided
كل
that
التجار
the last
أيام
6 years that we
الكسبوا
need to commit ourselves
ونظام
as a
الكسبوا
government and the communities
ده ما جاء نفر نفسه
exchange
وسبب اللي ما جاء نفر نفسه
the
عندنا كانال
government
بتاع اي سي
officials.
جي اللي بدنا انه نوري لكم بتاعنا انه اتفاقية يوم ده
And the reason that things
جاء
are
بسيط ناقص في مالات انه نال ما قاعد يلعبوا
is because there is some factors
اتفاقية
that have
ياسر اننا قاعدنا هنا في مال ده
as a matter of fact
الناس اللي
we
قاعدين
have
بكاتل ده ما
solutions
هم ما في
and terms that we
هم
agree.
ما في
We don't
دي
want
علينا اننا قاعدين
our
بكلام ده
time.
ما معروف هسه لو من
We
في
are not
قابة هنا
kidding.
قاعدين بعمل في شنو
Actually, we know
هم
that
ما
there is some
موجودين
people
هنا موجودين هنا
who doesn't know that what we are doing.
هنا مال بيقولوا بيجي
We have
اننا ما
areas
لعناه
we call
اننا نينا ننام ما لعناه
this place is
هنا قابة بتاع
we have areas also
ما لعناه
Gumruk
وده ده وجه شديد لانه شبكة هناك ما في
areas
في مال ده
of
وما في شوارع
roads.
عشان الناس يمشي فوق عشان انه يمشي كبروا للمواطنين اللي في هناك اننا نمشي هناك ده تأثير نسوا علينا هنا
youth and
في اتجاه بتاعنا كمان هنا
areas.
في مالات
And
شبكة ما
the
فوق
same thing in Jonglei. We
شوارع ما
there is some
فوق عشان الناس يمشي
places where
كبر
there is no road connectivity.
انا لما
There
نلا
is no network, so
انه
that we can
بيكلم
reach
فيه
out to those
ما
people.
ينفذ دولاندي
So
يوم ده
this
كلامنا
is
في
one
انفجار
of
في
the
سكات انه يجي
problems or issues that is affecting
اساسا
the implementation
الكابينت بتاعنا ينين ناس
of
معززين
this
شديد وناس
messaging
بتاع سلام
and
وناس
also
محبوبين
to send to
لانه
relay the
القتل
messages
الكثير
of
يوم ده
peace
ده بقى ما
that
في
we
اساسا
have agreed upon it.
لكن
But we have
لسه
seen
في ناس
there
في
is
كلا
reduction
الما سما انه في سلام قاعد يعملوا بين مرلين
dynamic, and we have seen also
والعمر
in frequencies of
ودينكا
between those
في ناس
communities, Dinka and Nuer and Murle.
لسه ما سمعوا
But we know that also still
لما
there is
دايرين ناس دي اللي كانوا يسمعوا دايرين مالات دي اللي وصل فوق
what is going
مالات
on
ما
here
في شوارع ده
is
السلام يقدر يشيله فوق لكن
So
السلام كان
much
يشيله فوق
from the
ده دور بتاعنا كانين حكومة
to support us
عشان
so that we
نوصل في
can
مال داك
overcome
وده
these
دور بتاعنا
challenges
ما فتنا
and
بتاعنا قاعدين
find a
بتاعنا
way that
هنا
we can
عشان
reach
قلبهم
out
طبعا
to
ما
those
ينزل
communities so
انه
that they can
قال ما
listen
قدرنا انه
the
ننفذ
message of peace from the leaders themselves.
الليلة
And today,
أجي نير قاعدين نسالب زياسة نير قاعد الليلة مع
we are
بولا بتاعنا
requesting as
عداس دي أنا قاعد واقفني
as I
عداس
am
قاعد
now
يصل
presenting them, there is some
اتجاه
events that is
إمالات
happening
ديل ده كله أنا قاعد
in
نسمع قبل
various locations.
اتجاه بتاع الدوب
For example,
اتجاه بتاع أيود
and
اتجاه بتاع لونوير
or from the areas
عداس
of
ما
Greater
تلي
Pibor.
في 11 عدس قاعد يصل
Now the events that
بتاع ناس
we have recorded
في شيل بتاع بقر
almost
من أجار الداخل نفس ديسين اتجاه بتاع مرلي
evidence
إن من
as
عداس
incidents that took
قال
place
يناشر
of cattle
عداس
raiding and
أصل
child
من
abduction. The
هناك
same also we heard from our
وده
brothers
في جاه بتاع سلام
Greater
من
that
من عداس ديل ده
reported
كان
incidents
زمان ما كان ده كان
11
بيكون يعني على في يوم واحد
that is
لكن هسه ده بيجي يروديوس لكن اللي كان
throughout.
تفهمنا يا دملا بتاعنا
we
كلام بتاع
the
بوجات في
ICGS.
شوارع كان يمشي لميال وجا
So-
فشل البرنامج
So the problem, my colleagues, that we
وفشل
agreed
البرنامج
last time
بتاعنا
that
لانه
we
لما
should,
الناس يمشي في السكه كان الرسل تقول قال امشي محل كده مكان فيه جانا جابوا
but we don't have
بمشي
roads,
كتلوصل في سكه
and also roads are not
كايتا حكومه
safe.
قبل الرسل دول ده بعمل دي كان تعرف ده هنا دول بمشي يموت انت بكون شنو عند قابل
reach out
ليه
to
قالوا
have
في
them
سلام
protected
ولسه
from
ناس قاعدين
certain
يموت في
things.
شوارع
The best
وكلمناه
advice
انه
is
يوم
that
ده
his
قال
life
ما
is not
في
safe,
حاجه
he may be killed on the
السكات
road.
يكون فاتح
So this one also becomes
كان نهار السكات من مجرمين
make our
ده
road
نقول
safe for
روح
everybody
قلبه بتاعك
using
ما
it.
يفتح
So I would like to
اشوف
talk
الفيز
to
كان
our
عمله
brother
لكن
Rob,
فوق فايده
who is
فايده
leading
بتاعنا
reconciliation.
ده
uh,
ركب
among the parties
الناس
that
كتير اللي قاعدين بمشي يقتل في مالات
John
بقى
frustrated.
ده حاجه ده اللي قاعدين تجاوبوا في
Patient,
كانال انه في ناس بيسبورت في كانال
there is
كلمه
feedback
لسه يسبورت في كانال
of your work.
ويجي يسبورت اننا
We have
ويسبورت
seen that
حكومه
this
بتاعنا
canal is
عشان
doing
كيف
great.
نقدر
We
نوصل
have
في
seen
مالات اللي ما
communities
فيه
actually
شوارع
changing.
وناس يمشي يعمل سلام
And we are requesting now
انا
the
ما
government
بنكتر كلام
to open the
وانا
roads
بنجيب لك كده
and so
لو
that
كده
we
حاجات
are
اللي
able
بسيط
to
انا ده
locate
نوري
the
كنيابه
communities
لكوميشنر بتاع
immediately
جريتر
and
بيبور
in a case
and
to
جريتر
address the
جونغلي ستيت
challenges that we have
وشكرا
today.
جزيلا.
I stop here on the behalf of my colleagues and behalf
Shukran. Can we clap
of
for
the
Honorable
Thank
John
you very
Chatim?
much. Stop.
He has outlined some of the key points of the government, and I hope Your Excellencies, you took note of what he outlined, and you see the way you would help the communities. The communities are trying their best, but then there is a problem of accountability on the side of the perpetrators. So thank you so much, Honorable John Chatim. This juncture, I would like to welcome on behalf of partners and on behalf of the donors, Mr. Bernard Owadi. You're most welcome to give few remarks. Thank you.
Just goes to the partners representative.
Thank you so much. His Excellency, Dr. Riek, the governor for Jonglei State. His Excellency, Peter Maze, the CA for GPAA. Honorable Commissioner, Honorable Ministers present here, Commissioners, the ICGS members, partners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. God is good.
All the time.
God is good.
All the time.
And therefore, God is good even at this moment that we are here to talk about peace. Now, allow me to make some very few remarks, and I'll start by allowing me to recognize the support that has been extended to this initiative by the donors represented on that wall I'm seeing there, but also to the ICGS members here for the commendable work that they've done. Also allow me to recognize the partners that have been working with the ICGS members, but also in particular, allow me to recognize the work of POF, who has been one of us as a strategic partner in all these initiatives. His Excellency, as I continue, I just want to recognize the work of the team before you. In the past, we've seen their work. We've seen as late as early this year, when there were mobilizations of youth towards even places like Gumuruk. They are all in containing those mobilizations. It was quite commendable. And I just want to acknowledge them here. I want to recognize ICGS as a structure that is critical for sustainability. A structure that connects the projects that is supported with the communities. And to that extent, I just want once again to commend their community engagement initiatives, and they are all in de-escalating mobilizations. But as I say that, His Excellencies, let me just say about three things. Up to date, we've seen far too many hungry children. Up to date, we've seen far too many malnourished children. Up to date, we've seen so many abducted people. And I say that because there are so many of these challenges. The
common denominator for these challenges is primarily issues related to conflict and insecurity. But equally, these challenges are happening amidst plenty in GPAA and Jonglei. The amount of cattle in GPAA, Jonglei, the amount of arable land there, I would say the relatively good weather. I know we have challenges of flooding here and there, but the weather is generally good. Meaning, as a community, we can still do a lot and we can still contain the challenges that are mentioned. Those challenges of malnutrition, those challenges of hunger, those challenges of kidnapped children. The youth leader here talked about their role, and I would want to appreciate the role that they have played. I also would want to appreciate the lead reconciliation partner here, the Peace Canal, and the work they do with the youth. We can easily tap from the youth dividend. So I just wanted to say, His Excellencies, that there are opportunities, and the ICGS structure is one of those noble opportunities that we can tap on to have a sustainable way of reverting the challenges that we've encountered in the past. When we talk of hunger, when we talk of malnutrition, what is required from the communities is peace, tranquility, so that each and every one of them can be able to embark on sustainable livelihoods. I just want to conclude by saying I'm here as WP being the lead for the RSRTF, and therefore I'm representing partners. But I just want to inform that the RSRTF is supported by these donors, and we've seen the global trends in support that comes to countries. I don't want going much into details, but those global trends clearly indicate that we may not be able to get that sufficient funds to continue helping so many malnourished children, to continue supporting the work that all the partners jointly do. And therefore, the only sustainable way of weaning ourselves off is through this initiative, but also through the support from the government. So, His Excellencies, as I conclude, I wish all of us a good discussion, but our hope is that as the government, working with these structures that have been formed, we can outlive the RSRTF project and support the communities to embark on early recovery and sustainable livelihoods. Thanks so much, His Excellencies, and thanks so much for the partners present.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett, for wonderful remarks. I think the turn coming is for the government, but before I hand it over to the honorable members, I would like to recognize the presence of our new participants who are just arriving. You feel at home. This is 7th ICGS meeting in Juba. I would like to formally introduce myself because in the beginning I did not introduce myself. By name Gordon Ayen. I work for Peace Canal as Peace Building Manager based in Juba. Finally, the ICGS is embedded in the Ministry of Peace Building and Peace Commission respectively. This is why you are seeing Honorable James Nyiksho and Honorable Malwal Gabriel Kon being added to the people going to speak. At this juncture, we shall begin with the Honorable James Nyekshio, who will come and talk, and then he will introduce Malwal. Malwal will introduce CA, and CA will now introduce the Governor of Jonglei to make his final remarks and open the meeting officially. So, Honorable James Nyekshio, you are most welcome to take over from here. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Honorable Excellency Peter Guzulu, Chief Administrator of Greater Pibor, Excellency Dr. Yagai Kok, Governor of Jonglei State, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Commissioners, Women Group, Youth, Partners, good morning. By the way, my name is Honorable Njebel Nyekyo. I'm Chairperson for Peace and Reconciliation Commission in Greater Pibor. To start with, I would like to register my thanks and happiness to our partners who are working hard day and night to inch these communities who are in conflicts in these two regions, especially the partners like Peace Canal, WFP, UNIMIS Civil Affairs and Rule of Law, NNP, which is Nonviolent Peace Force, IOM, and the rest of. So they were actually moving, starting from 2021 up to this moment. They are still committed, but I want to appreciate that. Let us continue. It is almost now actually to reach our goals. If you see, as some of the members has been spoken, if you see the incidences or the conflicts, they are not like before. People are taking rest. At least if we actually make our momentum, you know, when you see the Rams, they are fighting. So they will go back to engage the momentum so that they will get the goals. So let us do that so that our communities might also taking rest. People who are suffering within our communities are women, are children, are elder age, because they cannot find where they can able to hide themselves when the conflict arises. And you know, in our this region is not developed region. The water, there is scarcity. You can't find the water for them to take. So let us minimize all these conflicts based on the dialogues and also the meetings, so that the community will at least take rest like other regions. To continue, I have some tips just to read for you, because the most of the words basically for the peace has been stated by also the commissioners, youth, and the women groups. My point is this: let us share humanity to remind participants that let us have their common values and dignity might be recognized in any conference. So if we recognize ourselves as we are human beings in this community, the same our community, when we go back, we will tell them so that they can also see Nuer as Murle, see Denka as Nuer. So that is one of the things that we need to put it. Let us not put the word that, you know, this ed name. We call it Bear, we call it Jonkos, we call it what? You know, these kind of names, if you are not trusted yourself, they will be fighting there. So let us be one, because initially, as well, we are one region. We are Greater Upper Nile. We are Greater Upper Nile. We have 3 regions in South Sudan. The greatest one is Greater Upper Nile, which has consisted, and we also pull away from Greater Jonglei, as we also become Greater Pibor Administrative Area. So it's still this region, as it's still expanding its leadership, which is not far from what we are doing. Like what I've seen, my Excellency Dr. Yagai, he was in Pibor for a couple of years. some years back before the peace CPA came in. But he was ruling. There was not a problem by then. So the communities, Murle and Nur, they were moving together. Denka and Murle, they were moving together. The matter is just the issue of the cattle theft. And again, at the moment, it is something like, the issue of the conflict has been politicized. That is why it has actually existed so much. But initially, there was no interest.
With your friend, there's no problem. Why the cattle traders are moving, doing their work. But at the moment, you find people are not going to trust it much. Is it okay? The other thing is, we might have the safe space for setting all our voice to be heard. Everyone has right to speak. Everyone has right to live. Everyone has right to rule in this region. Despite that, I'm from Murle, I'm from Nuer, I'm from Denga. No. We should have one common goal, that we are greater upper Nile, whereby we can able to see our, plan ahead of tomorrow. Another thing is, let us explore peace. Together we find collaboration rather than confrontation. So whenever we do something, let us see something that can able to put us together in a state of finger-point each other, which is not right. We cannot move anywhere. None of us here will get somewhere, but our communities, we should talk to them. My last one is, we might agree, but we can still move forward. If like we have some circumstance, for example, if there's conflict somewhere, which means that there's some disagreement, but we still committed to move forward so that we can get progress. My conclusion is goes to my two leaders. The good thing that two of you know each other. I don't want to say that you work together, but you try to put your government together and empower them effectively and sufficiently so that they will do work for you, not for themselves. Another thing is, it is you, two of you leaders, that compromising the culprits. The whole crime happens, but two of you are compromising. But why are you compromising them? If you're compromising me, then tomorrow also guy will do that. Also tomorrow Dylan will do that. We'll follow it. Then we'll continue to work. So let us actually catch issues of these culprits. Whenever we find 2 to 3 people or 5 people or 10 people, let us put them accordingly, so that the others will not continue with that. That is your role. Another thing is, why can you unite armed forces together to the areas that have border, and you equip them properly, and you motivate them effectively so that they can able to do our work. So minor will do that, it means that we cannot do anything. So that is only thing that I will do for you. Thank you very much for listening and noting. You're welcome.
Your Excellency, Dr. Riek, Governor of Jonglei State, Your Excellency, Peter Guzulu, Chief Administrator of the Pibor Administrative Area, my colleagues, the ministers, our honorable commissioners, members of ICGS, good morning. First, to start with, is an appreciation to our partners who are with us today for the tremendous job that they are doing in regards to the implementation of the RS-RTF. These efforts can go unnoticed, and we are very grateful as a government or your line ministries for the collaboration for the last 5 years in regards to the RS-RTF project. Your Excellencies, the RSTF has been very supportive to the states, especially the state of Jonglei, in handling issues related to reconciliation, of which the ICGS falls under the conciliation pillars, and also stabilization, which is led by the UNDP and UNMI's rule of law. They have been working hard to ensure that we have prisons and also engaging chiefs and youth to ensure there's accountability and also issues related to crimes in our state. They also empowered police so that police can deal with issues of criminals and also rule of law. We used to go to the counties, especially in Jonglei State. We have visited Akobo, Iran, Duke, Uro, advocating for peace and also ensuring that we use music for peace. We used to take artists to dance to these areas so that we can bring together our people and pass a message of peace. In the areas of alternative livelihood, Your Excellencies, the partners were able to train youth on how to fish. And as we talk now, we have youth that are of a cooperative that are doing the fish business in Jonglei State. And also they introduced what they call peace farms for those who want to engage in agriculture. And I believe this process is ongoing and is being supported by armies and peace canals. Your Excellency, the issue of GPAA and Jonglei is a national issue that needs a national attention. People have been killing themselves for decades. And we are silent about it. Until when partners came in is when we as a government joined. But when I look at it, if we leave this to partners without engaging the national government, we will not achieve enough, as I think. Your Excellencies, I believe one of the things that will unite our youth and is a policy that is applied nationwide or also applied in other countries is the National Youth Service. As the Republic of South Sudan, we do not have a National Youth Service that makes youth interact and engage among themselves. This is just like the army. You know, when you're a professional trained army, you don't look at your brother as an enemy. Because in the army, they say your colleague is your first brother. So our youth, for them to interact as brothers, they need to join this National Youth Service. The government needs to introduce National Youth Service so that they can interact and become youth of South Sudan, not youth of tribes. Your Excellency, another challenges that I realized that leads this conflict is lack of education in most of the areas. I remember the former chief administrator, Lokola, once told us in this hall that in GPAA, they do have structures, but they are not teachers to teach the children in GPAA. So how do we, think of the future of this children? It is very important for us to have a national policy that gives equal education to all the children in the Republic of South Sudan, so that we can have a generational change. So I believe education is instrumental in equipping and making sure that we have a brighter future. There are also issues of health, Your Excellency. As I stated, living in poverty, there is no food, they are killing themselves. So whenever someone is trying to go to the garden, maybe to farm, this person ends up being killed. So it is a very difficult situation for them. So for us to have this community coexisting, we need to have access to health care, especially in remote areas. This is not only in Pibor, also in areas in Jonglei. We understand that there are even no healthcare centers for our people. Your Excellency, as I stated earlier on, this issue of accountability. You know, when the youth go and raid, they take along with them women and children. And after when you trace these women and children, the culprits are left at large. They are not apprehended. I understand that we do have challenges of forces. The fear prison. And if we start imprisoning the youth leaders who are involved in mobilization and killing of these innocent women and children, and then definitely the rest will not mobilize to kill because they will understand that when you kill or you abduct, you will be arrested, you will be in prison. One person told me a story from GPAA that what the Murle youth fear most is the prison. They don't like going to the prison because when they go to prison, they wouldn't support their families and they wouldn't do all the activities that they have been doing in their community. So this is the most thing that they fear. So if the youth can fear the prison, and then that is an alternative to bring peace to our greater Jonglei. Your Excellency, to cap this, we also face challenge of road infrastructures. You know, these roads connecting GPAA and Jonglei are not in good shape. Though Andy is constructing the road between Manabol and Ajiri and Pibor, we still need to create more roads that will connect our people. When people move, when they interact, it reduces violence. Because you cannot fight with someone that you do go to his place. It is because the people of Jomole and GPA are not interacting. Back in the days, the Gumuru people used to bring their cattle to Anili for trade. But now they are stopped. And that's why you see there's a violence now between the people of Gumuru and Bor. So if we keep this market alive, it means we are keeping peace alive. So these roads are very important for us to build peace. Your Excellency, we have been working hard with the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare to ensure that the abductees are traced and returned to their respective parents. But at times, we also find challenges. One is their safety. We do not have safety space for these women and children. You know, when you trace these abductees, the abductors still come after them. They want to take them back. Because others do say that these abducted women are their wives. Others do say that these abducted children are their children. So they need a safe space where they are protected from the abductors. I remember a story of someone who abducted the lady, and then he went and kept the lady with him for so many years, for about 20 years. And then afterwards, someone from Ayur came and married the lady. He said the lady is his daughter. The man who came to marry did not know that this lady was abducted. So during the ICGS scenario, the lady came out and said, I'm a Burule, I'm not a Nuer. And this brought a very huge problem during the time of Governor Madu. It was very difficult in the way that the guy who married the lady saying, I married this girl officially. The Lord where I want my house back. So he was not guilty because he officially married. But the abductor knew that he abducted the lady, he ran away. So it was very difficult for us as a government to bring this lady to people. But we tried our best. We collaborated with the government of people who were managed to return this girl. There are also issues of conflicting identity, whereby two people can claim one of the keys and say this are the key belongs to me. And this is DNA test, which is very, very expensive, very expensive. It's a challenge that the ministries are facing in regards to tracing of this case. I would like to make a quote, and this quote means a lot to us as people of Greater Jonglei State. And this quote comes from Mother Teresa, one of the great writers and philosophers. She said, if we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. This is a message to the people of GPAA and Jonglei State. I believe we have forgotten that we are South Sudanese. I believe that we have forgotten that we fought together for the last 21 years to liberate this country. I believe we have forgotten the suffering of our mothers who have been with us through these wars in Sudan. Who among you can say that the Murleys and the Dinkas and the Nuer do not participate in the liberation of this country? We all participated as people of Jonglei, and our names are written all over. The most prestigious college of the army that we have in this country is called Nyanchingag Military College. Nyanchingag is from Murle. The only hall we have in this country in the presidency is called William Yuan Bank Hall. William Yuan is from Nuer. And we have Dr. John Graham all over, even in the pounds. All these people that I mentioned are sons of Jonglei State. Why are we betraying our own history? We need to rethink, come together, and work for this country as our four leaders did. If we have a conflict with the neighboring state, I believe the person that you will be in with the same conduct بكون زول من مرولين. انت لو من نوير ولا من دينغا، لو في مشكلة جاي من برا، انت المرولين ده والدينغا ده والنوير بكون في كتاب واحد. أنا ده صار ولا ماسك. يا جماعة نراجع نفوسنا نذكر بالبلد ده. المستشفيات المدارس ما بيجي ساكت إلا أنتم لو قاعدين في السلام. أنتم لو قاتل التيشيرز أنتم قاتل الدكاترة بلد ده بيمشي قدام كيف؟ One thing I want to also remind the traditional leaders is this. Yesterday, some traditional leaders were saying the government. We appeal to the government. Which government are you appealing to, and you are part of the government? There are three levels of government in this country. We have the national level, we have the state, and the local government. You belong to the local government. You have absolute power to deal with your people and the local government. I live in a family of chiefs. My uncles were great chiefs by then. Those days, the chiefs used to be the powers in the communities. They are the overlord in the community. They are the ones that keep law and order. What happened now to the local government system? That the chief cannot apprehend with the help of the county commissioner a criminal. And give their names to the commissioner to deal with. So we are all government. Let's not think that there will be another government that will come from above to help us. Let us help ourselves. With these few remarks, Your Excellencies, I would like to say thank you for listening and allow me to welcome His Excellency Peter Guzulu Mase. Thank you. Shukran jazilan. Have a seat. First of all, I want to say my colleague, Governor Yaga Cook, for his presence. I also want to recognize our thanks, advisors who are here, ministers, chairpersons. I want to thank youth, commissioners who are here. Forget them. The youth, women, partners who are here, of which on top of it, based on UFP, donors. You can see all the donors there. I don't see Fin Church Aid there. I don't know why. It's also helping certain people, other NGOs who are not there. I want to thank you and also greeting you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Before I start my speech, I want to thank some few people here. I want to say, Third Police, can you get up? My dear, where are you? Mom, is around? Sit down. Kakayin, you see Kakayin and bottom. These people, first of all, I want to say these people are, they used to be worse thieves in our community, these two, before we brought them here. But since I brought them here, become peacemakers, obviously. These people, they know all the pushes in war, in but now become peacemakers. I really want to thank them. The reason why I call Madeira up and Thor Police, Ngong and Jang Tuch, in February, when some of the armed youths went to be bought, these 4 people refused to join the attack. Even a Jang Tuch wrote to me a note that we are not going to join the attack.
simply because you are in the leadership. And I really want to thank these people or these youth for being peacemakers. I also want to thank our President of the Republic, President Salva Kiir, not only because he's the President, but because he's also a peacemaker. Anytime we meet him, he always asks us, how is peace going between you and your neighbors? That means he's a man of peace. That's why I'm greeting him. I'm not greeting him politically. I'm greeting him as a member of peace makers. Today is a great day for Greater Pibor and Jonglei, together with our partners, because we came here to talk about peace, of which we have been talking about it for a number of years. Though we have seen some improvement, we are still going to talk about peace, peace, peace until everything is going to be peaceful. Few weeks ago, we still recorded a number of our brothers and sisters who have died. Some in Duk, some around Minyabot, some in Nuerdan, and some in other areas that I don't know. That shows that we still have some problems. So we brought our youth here to tell them that even if we hear that there is a one person killed, we need to stop that one person from being killed. Some people may not understand why we talk about peace all the time. Peace is really a bad thing. If you want to understand why peace is not it is a good thing and why war is a bad thing, please visit one of the family members of the person who have died and go and see how his wife lived after his death. Go and see how his children dressed after his death. Go and see how the way he was fencing his compound when he was alive. Compare it to the day the father of that house was killed. That is when you will understand that death or killing is the best thing in reality. When the father died, you will not see that woman dressing nicely like when the husband was in place. You will not see the children of that person dressing nicely or eating well as the father used to be. You will not see the house, even though it's a shelter in our grassy shed. We will not see that shelter being constructed newly like when the husband used to be. You will see some of the children of that person may not be in school. If you have a cattle and the person died, some of the cattle can even be taken by the living brothers. Your wife can be insulted. And your children, you will see them missing the father. How will you think? What will come into your mind when you see the wife and the children of that person whom you mobilize being in that situation? Let us make peace. In reality, in real life, I have never seen a creature created by God attracted to death anyway. That is why when you see snakes, seeing a human being, a snake will run away. When you see animal, seeing a dog will run away. Every living creature doesn't like death. But I fail to understand why the youth and people of Greater Jonglei like death. This is something that defeats my thinking capacity. We need to be people of peace. We need to love ourselves. I know there are some improvements in terms of peace process or relationships among the communities. But we still have a lot of challenges. If you go to Bor today, Bor town, you may not find somebody from Mudle operating in small business inside Bor town. If you go to Pibor, you may not find a group of young men taking tea under a certain tree in Pibor. If you go to Akoba or Yoi or Yod, you may not find some Mudle there. That means we are still in trouble. Unity must be unity. Peace must be peace. A peace where all of us could be where we like to stay. The road to UI must open from Nanam. People of Nanam should visit Gadia freely. Now, when our youth from Kumurok must go to Bor or Anyani anytime. Those of the Kwangwale should go to Peni or Akobo anytime, peacefully. That is when we will feel that there is a peace in place. But before we see all this, there's no peace. It is just a reduction of violence. But the real peace is still away. We need to fight hard to bring that peace. If you see a number of abductees are still in our communities, go and visit one of the abductees in your area and you will see that abductee is not happy. I think. Even if she love or in love, play or see her happy or him happy, it's not really happy. You may not find somebody who is in real happiness when his family, his grandma is away. Let return all of the peace back to the biological owners. Those whom we have in our communities are not happy, as I said. And I can even see the cattle that we raided. Sometimes they are not even happy in the new environment. That is why when you see cattle raided from work, they don't live for many years in Murlela. And I have the same thing. Some cattle raided from Murlela, they don't live in Northland for many years. They die, maybe in 1 or 2 years. That means they don't like those environments. We are subjecting ourselves to the level of living animals. We need to support ourselves I know we have done a number of things that we have done. We still need to secure our roads. We still need to invest in our agriculture. We need to turn that desert between Bor and Pibor to become agricultural farming land. We need that farmland between Akobo and Pequamore to be agricultural land. We don't want to use our bushes to be the hiding ground for seeds. We need to change that into developmental projects areas. These are the things we need to do. We are collecting children. Since I started my training in the state, we have taken back over 30 women and children. Some to Jonglei, some to Equatoria, Eastern Equatoria, and we are continuing to recover children. Even as we speak, I have a one lady and a child from Walka in my area in Pibor, and she's ready to go back to Walka to her family anytime. We will continue to collect women and children. We have to arrest criminal control over the areas. I ordered the soldiers in my area to go and investigate those who killed the guy from Jonglei who went for hunting, and he was killed, and we didn't find who killed him. We did serious investigation, and now we have discovered who killed him. And anytime soon we'll arrest that criminal. You will see, you will know that he is arrested. Cattle who are taken in Kenya are collected now. And they will be given back. Investigations for all the criminals must be done. But we want to ask you communities, please don't support criminals. If we take a criminal who is your neighbor or your brother, leave him for us. If you support that criminal because of your brother or your ethnic group, is wrong. We will not be strong to do that job. Please don't support all these elements of any group. We need to finish the work. We want to thank our partners again. Both of us, me and Dr. Riek guy, we are committed. Somewhere, when me, I have another appointment at 11. I will make my speech short. But I want to say something very little. In our culture, if you want to have a good relationship with your brother, give some cattle when you marry your daughter off. If you give cattle to your brother when your daughter is married, your brother will be your real brother. I'm saying this because some countries all over the world, or some countries, they don't want to give their hands to assist us. But those who assist us, like UK, US, and others, they will remain our brothers forever. Those who don't want to support us, we may not know them. So I want to say thank you for the government who are supporting our program of peace building in South Sudan. We will be with you. We will always respect you. And we will pray for you people. I'm not going to prolong my speech. I'm going to invite my colleague, my brother. I call him my God. My God is Murelli, the one of the best friends that you have. So welcome, my God. طبعا في البداية نشكر ربنا. Our partners, Peace Canal, for organizing this successful engagement. And I think, to me, the 1st of July will go down in history of Greater Jonglei as an historic day. A day that the entire leadership of Jonglei came together to unite their voice behind peace and peaceful coexistence of different communities, Jonglei and Greater Pibor Administrative Area. To our partners, the problem we are addressing today has roots deep in the history of our struggle. If you just randomly ask any of these participants now, from the Dinka, the Longwear, the Gawar, and the Murde, you ask them just randomly, what are you fighting over? So that we can help you to address it. None of them will give you any reason that would warrant somebody to die. There's no cause whatsoever. There's nothing also being contested, like the water points, like the grazing land, or even the land is not being contested. But people continue to kill themselves, to die. To my humble opinion, it goes back to the Sudanese time in early 60s. In 60s, 63, 64, political activists, especially from Dingabor, Anyuang, Pochala, and the Dinka of Juba. 4 leaders came up. This was after 8 years of Turin mutiny, which took place in 1953. They organized themselves into a political and military movement. In Upper Nile, they chose an Anyuang, Paul Nimori, was chosen as the leader. Then there was somebody called Apilo Manyon from Bo, and Paul Roth from Law. And then there was Paul Owen from Duke. And they were joined by Paul Adong from Sudan. That was the start of the conflict between the Murde and their neighbors. They organized themselves, they overran Pochala, which was the government held down. A massacre was committed, killing the traders and their families and the Sudanese soldiers. This was in 63. The response from Sudan was very high. the state of emergency was declared. That the state of emergency was never lifted until 2005 with the CPA. All the missionaries who were white by then were expelled from South Sudan. Arabic was introduced as the medium of instruction. And with the announcement of the state of emergency, Sudanese government developed counter-insurgency strategy. And the best choice was to choose Murle to punish the community where Aquila Mayon comes from, the Gabor, and the Annual in the east, where Paul Dimor comes from, and the Low, where Forward comes from. That was the start of this thing. With 1972 of Addis Ababa peace agreement, police and all the law enforcement were recruited from the members of Anyanya 2, Anyanya 1 in 1972. By then, Buddha did not have participation, presence. So they were not recruited as police and other laws enforcement. People from police from Bor, from Low, were sent to Pibor to keep law and order. They were not partial. They were not impartial, I mean. They thought as thinkers and as real. That complicated the issue in the eyes of the Muslim. They did not behave like the government. They behave in the interest of their communities. That also pushed the Muslim to self-defense, complicating the issue again. Came 1983, the formation of the SPLA. SPLA thought the best option was the military option to the Muslim. That thing did not help. Instead, insulated the Muslim, and Muslim became against the SPLA. That also worked in favor of the Sudanese counterinsurgency strategy. By increasing and arming the Muslim, and the hostilities continue. Now, the situation in Jonglei after the split of 1991, the White Army became more powerful or more armed than the SSIM by then. So it was easy for the White Army to take the law into their own hands by organizing and mobilizing themselves against the Muslim to take cattle and even abduct children without impunity. The situation continued with introduction of security situation in the whole region. The government is unable to collect arms in the hands of the armed youth. With the rebellion of Yao Yao, also more arms came to Murle. So in all areas now, whether Dinka, Low, Murle, they have more arms than the government. Today, we have made achievement. But I agree 100% with my brother, Peter Guzulu, that there's no reduction of violence. But not peace. Not peace. Because you cannot talk of peace without law enforcement. Now the children, the lady and the child he has just mentioned, will be protected. But the person who abducted her will not be treated as a criminal because of weakness of law enforcement. The same also, Peace Canal will persuade these leaders that you protect the abducted children and women. They will be brought, some will be brought. And some also will be kept. But because we don't have law enforcement agents, they will remain there. They will remain there. That's why I agree with him that the reduction of violence. Now, the Peace Canal has made a huge peace. And I 100% agree that we made a big achievement in sensitizing our people and uniting the leadership of these communities against what is taking place there now. So what I demand, I think, is for the government to step in. Because we have done necessary sensitization, mobilization, uniting the leadership, which is a key element. But to enforce the consensus, it needs a government intervention. But Guzulu, I know your personal commitment. You have shown it when you visit us in Bo, and you know your speeches in Manyabol, and all your activities. But the criminality all over the world is not addressed by communities, must be addressed by the government. Now, after my visit to Manipur, we informed the people that there is peace between you and the people of war. And let us open up trade between Pibor and Anyidi. Good number of traders responded. But a gang of criminals organized themselves and attacked a village called Morok, killing 10 people and getting away with over 700 cars. Wounded some people. And 7 children were abducted. Here is the acting parliament chief is here with us. The chairman is here. The youth leader is here. All. The commission is here. 4 of them are against that attack. But they are helpless because those students are more powerful than the acting parliament chief. So to us, I say the ball is in government's court. If we have to realize this peace and address it once and for all, there's a need for government president to deal with this criminality. With other anything the woman. Go on down police. Give go along. Make it Canada and what I look. Legend, look. You can't work. Those who went, they came back. With children, with cattle, with women. But tell you, don't you want to know whom? So I can't keep walking when it tells them. Again, become one more, become one people, keep the board. Go. You go to people, abduct the children, bring the cattle, pass through government towns, in a celebrated mood. You'll be just facilitated to go. No accountability. So I think this canal will never do the role of the government. But you keep your unity. Because it's very, very important. We will get there. Now, the conflict is taking a different shape. The Murle and the Bor use are moving the problem into another level, different level. They are targeting roads. But the road between Akobo and Wat is always a target of Murle use. Ambushing cars. Children who are coming from Ethiopia, from the school during holidays, they are targeted. Traders are being targeted in almost 4 or 5 roads. The road between Akobo and Wat, the road between Bong and Budang, the road between Lanken and Field, road between Lanken and Malakal, the road between Pasai and Ayot, and now the road between Bor, Panyapur, Duk is a target now. The road between Bor, Gadian, Yai is a target. This is a new development. Sometimes what I do for law, they don't have this criminality, which is now in Bor and in Pibor. They always resort to this large organization, mobilization, or like rate. And sometimes they use these attacks as a justification when ambushes are repeated from time to time. Children are from the school, children are killed or abducted, and then they resort to organizing this like rate. But what I realized is that the Peace Canal has made sufficient sensitization, and we have chosen the right targets. The kids, the youth, armed youth, the women. To our donors, the value for your money is there. Now, Jonglei is stable. It's simple. Despite these pockets of insecurity, peace is a process. It's not an event that we need to direct, that it must happen today. It happen. No. I've been to normal self, return back to the villages. I've been to different bayams of war. People are peacefully cultivating after the visit of the chief of Pibor and his assurances of controlling the Murle youth. Life has gone back. People are turning back to Pibor. فأنا دايركم وجودكم الإنادة. I'm encouraging that you should meet the leaders of the country. Who gave us the task for two of us? That you work for peace. Because without peace, there is no development. Market services. So to us, me and Peter and myself, our first agenda is to bring peace first. But we need your help. By meeting His Excellency the President and assure him that we are for peace. And you will hear from him what times he went from, or a step from you, from his people. Put it for him. Ghana Mumsuk, the commissioners, taking this time to accompany your people. It's a very big contribution towards what peace. We will try to make sure that you meet exactly the president of your people. But our thanks go to this canal, who facilitated your coming and you stay here in Cuba. But maybe the mind capacity to mobilize this huge this canal. Where is the president of this canal? So thank you for paying your donors. That we are really very happy. And we have achieved something very, very, very good. Now, life is still normal in Japan. And we don't expect it just to be one night, but it will be a support and for experience. Alas, I don't pay one of them. No one there to perform. Then, now, on behalf of my brother Maingon, we declare this meeting officially open.
Let's give applause of clap to His Excellency, the Governor of Juba. Thank you so much, Your Excellencies, for your time. We appreciate on behalf of the donors, on behalf of the partners, on behalf of the ICGS members, and on behalf of the South Sudanese. Thank you so much. With us, we have Jaguar Media Productions. We are streaming live on Facebook. The South Sudanese are watching this meeting live, even in Australia, in America, everywhere. Thank you, Jaguar, for coming to support this meeting. Our people in Big Big and Uno are also watching live online. So thank you so much. Feel free, you can pop in anytime. The meeting is ongoing today up to on time. Thank you so much. Most welcome. So His Excellencies are leaving, and maybe we have some photos. Yeah, let's have some photo. Is it there is the requesting a photo? Participant. Okay. Okay. We go behind Your Excellencies. You can maintain your seats. You can maintain your seats. Then the rest will come behind you. We go behind too. We tell them to go behind. Behind. ICGS members go behind. ICGS members go behind. Allow our mothers to also be part. Area teams, please, can you assist? Can you assist to arrange them? Thank you so much, Your Excellencies. You can now take your leave. The ICGS members are going for tea break after the CA and the governor have gone. We shall have our tea break shortly outside. Very Yado, you can open the door for the governor and the CA. So let's go for tea break. All the ICGS members, we go for tea break outside. Close it. Yeah. Or you just keep it because tell them people are going for tea break, but they're coming back.
I was just sort of looking a little bit to see what's going on there. So thanks a lot.
Just a minute.
This is where now we need power and the role of the diaspora and everybody. You weave it in there. Background kenapa? Because the light, anang light ay ko chill. Light ay ko chill
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. My name is Simon Rob Jacob. I work for this Canal as area coordinator for Greater Pibor and Ayod. And I'm glad today that the 7th ICGS meeting officially started here in Juba. Yesterday we had the film screen, but today we are having the main opening session for the ICGS, and this meeting will continue for the next 3 days. Well, somebody would wonder what is ICGS. ICGS is stands for Intercommunal Governance Structures Meeting, and this is a platform in our pursuit for peace and peaceful coexistence between communities in GPAA and Greater Jonglei. In this meeting, we are having 3 communities, the Nuer communities comprising of Law, Gawar, then we have the Dinka of Greater Pibor and the Murule. In this community, we have structures, and in the ICGS structures, we are having chiefs, women leaders, youth leaders, and the county commissioners. But today is more important and more special because we joined and the meeting was raised by His Excellency Dr. Riek and his colleague, the CA of Greater Pibor Administrative Area, His Excellency Peter Guzulu was there. This meeting actually is more of creating some level of engagement, creating dialogue in these communities who have been on conflict for quite so long. Their communities have been entangled in this conflict for over decades. And this conflict involved cattle raiding, child abduction, women abduction, road ambushes, and this created a lot of chaos. And for that reason, we believe that with the peace effort that we are making, that these communities can really recover from the conflict and eventually reconcile. With the effort of Peace Canal, Peace Building Opportunity Fund, and the partners, we have established areas in the corridors of Nanam and Beach in Buno. And this was done deliberately to ensure that our efforts of sensitization reaches the parties we could to be able to talk to more communities who are deep, far in those areas. And those are the villages which are hotspot during this conflict. And after the peer peace agreement in 2020, these communities sustain their engagement, dialoguing all the time, talking to their people, and coming together every 6 months of the year. We had this meeting in Ayod some time back. We had it in Akobo, in Pibor, we had it in Bor, and here we are today. This is the 7th ICGS meeting, and the importance it holds is that it brings these people together for them to be able to talk face to face, be able to address themselves, to address the issues that are affecting their communities, and come up with solutions and recommendations that would eventually bring them peace. In this journey, we have very remarkable people, the dedicated team of this canal, this building opportunity fund, and the partners from the RSRTL. For that reason, we are grateful also for the commissioners always come to this meeting, the chiefs, the youth, the women leaders, whose roles are so vital in reinforcing our messages, reinforcing the way we work with the communities, and allowing us actually to get deeper into the issues that are affecting. This meeting is quite important, and we also recognize the role played by the government and our people, the diaspora. Of course, you know, people from the diaspora are contributing both ways. Those who are contributing into this building mission that we are undertaking, but then we are discouraging those who would tend to support violence. And for that reason, we call for everybody to join us in this process so that we can attend this the community that we are able to sign up. Our colleagues in this building, led by Rob and David, are doing remarkable work in connecting us with the diaspora, particularly in Australia and UK. For that reason, we thank them so much for the incredible work that they are doing, but also getting the area coordinators, the different areas coordinators, consultant are looking and our messages reach down to the grassroots people. We are working closely with the youth, like camp youth, are always, you know, the defenders of the violence, and at the same time, we look at them as the people who would eventually bring us peace. We are looking closely with them, engaging them through so many ways, including the life support that we are giving them, the peace farm and the kind of training. These are remarkably, and these were crafted in a way that it distract youth from engaging in violent conflict, but then resort into economic recovery, into a way that will generate them income so that they can walk away from this violent means of action. And we are very hard to ensure that the speeches are mitigated. These communities call themselves brothers. Like today, when this meeting opened, the speakers who spoke, actually, the representative of the youth who represented the youth from Greater Pibor and Greater Jonglei poured out for his friends. The youth leaders from Greater Pibor, the youth leaders from Greater Jonglei, he first came on with them, he first greeted them and had some before he even established the stage for him to make a statement. That was that was a gesture that we really need to get together as brothers and sisters. And we thank the governor for his wisdom, for his wealth of experience and principle of knowledge in the context of the area and his leadership. And we thank everybody who spoke today at the participation. I look forward to the 3 days engagement that will follow tomorrow, is Wednesday, Friday. And I thank you, and I thank everybody for giving this my colleague, Adel Jacob Tongar, to come and make it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, US and all the members of ICGS, Malay Jacob Longa, area coordinator, Greater in this meeting, we call it ICGS, it's in communal structure governance. And this ICGS mainly was created to bring the three communities of the former Greaters, Greater Open and the youth, and then the Greater Pibor and Greater Food. So in working with this the area of Greater Food, or some rivers, public people, the last council, 3 years at the council. And these meetings, I have come with well representative breakout We have four pillars. Then we have communities. Then we have people. These are the people here, and our main objective, as all of us are aware, was the condition of people of Jonglei and GPAA, feeling ourselves yearly and monthly, and it's not a solution. Yes, because we are one community, and the grievance situation people do not sit and talk. That says, that this one is the 7th ICGS, out of 6. We have witnessed a reduction and on both sides. And I think being ready and the same thing that also, but this one has been reduced. And the reduce does not mean that we have achieved the complete peace. But this is what we want in mind. So some might be listening to the project this one we are waiting for. How an incident happened where one of the country already it's an Equatorial here. We treat those ones in the peace building as acceptable. They are part of the and but we want to reduce conflict later. So, so this is what we are trying to tell our viewers, join us, and make sure support us in this building so that we not continue killing themselves and reading cow, acting children and women. And the new scenario of what amputees has come up. We used not to be there. So if you can look at this, there are a lot of things that are evolving. And these are what we need to address as is what's less through the community. Because it's the community that clash. It's not the official, it's not people the diaspora, it's not anywhere, but the community who are staying together and the one killing themselves. And if we don't come, all them together, come and focus. Peace and because of this, is why we want to and so on. The big times was the diaspora team. I know your contribution is there for better than us as a community. So only us then I know this year some of you are representing, especially our guys, the Dinka people, follow came here and came from Australia and met by David. And when he came in your voice, and he went back with a positive feedback, and then the diaspora will support us. And I think that all the time you have been supporting us. And you know, in particular, with the part of these 3 counties, we have workers, and we want to make these workers so that we can also more effort, make peace in the Greater Pibor and in South Sudan as a whole. And this contribution well, get short, and then you know, Indonesia, Honorable then we have him, and then in look, we have myself, then we have them, and then we have. So these are the relevant people now talking on behalf of our community that we are committing this peace. And there are some challenges which have been mentioned, like go down with your state, and go down with time. Community is a sentence. People who come from GPAA, they come from your area. So we as in the prison, we need to so, I don't want that is supposed to the partnerships, the donors, and then the government. So Sudan, the community that really say they have done the advance, they did come without the things so that we live in peace. Useless. If you have problem with your website, please look for put your website, put your website, and look for it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, and welcome back from Tea Break. We would like to begin our second session of the meeting. And from here, we would like to look at the progress that has been made since the ICGS of Pibor in January 2025. Basically on two things. We talked about roads opening, and we also talked about abductees collection and reunification with their families. These were the two main things of the ICGS of Pibor. However, a lot of talking has been done around road opening and abduction by the speakers who spoke earlier on. As you know, this meeting is being streamed live on Facebook. And shortly we shall have one of our brothers by the name Kalau Mayan Mabio from Australia. He came in March. He went to Pibor up to Gumruk,
And he came and also went to Greater Pibor. He met with the youth leaders, and he will be given a chance to also add his voice in our today's discussion. So David will take lead to connect along with us online. Then we listen to him before we move to the next step. Yes, we can hear you.
Oh. President Fox and now here Your Excellency, the Governor of Jonglei State, Your Excellency, the Chief Administrator of GPAA, Guzulu, all the invited guests, women, chief, youth, and all the protocol is observed. I'm so very glad to be a part of this initiative, which is being active on being called today. I was online watching people talking, and it was very impressive for myself. And I will talk into things. First of all, I will talk about my visit earlier this year to GPAA, which is before I spent about 4 days with David and the rest of the team of the peace council. I will also talk about the role of the diaspora, how the diaspora might involve in the peace and coordination, how the peace is going to be a very important back home and in diaspora. I give my appreciation to the Peace Canal in this year, which is I think that was in March, between March and April. The Peace Canal has given me a leave and 4 days to GPA, which is it was my role. I've been in contact with the GPA people. That was John Kaka, which is the former Minister for Education, Dr. Pierre Pratt, the former Minister for Education, and not forget the Minister for Youth. He started as the Minister for Information. He was a youth deputy by then. I have been contacting with him when he was in his talk in Gadiang, in Boca, in many others, Rumbek and many others, his talk. Abraham Colomb, we were being discussing a lot about this peace initiative. And also in that prayer community of Mokole, I also been connected with Marco and Peter Kaka. Because of the peace, it is very important. In the peace, our people are living in peace. In Jonglei, in Greater Pibor, in times of Sudan, there must be a prosperity. People will love. People will live without fear. People will have the business